Okay, cool. Now we're all set, guys. So, the topic we're talking about today, blogging tip of the day, is what pretty much is typically, pretty much, the most difficult aspect of becoming a professional blogger, from what I've found, or at least one of the more difficult parts. Organic traffic comes later, and organic income comes later. So by this, I mean to become a professional blogger and establish freedom from time and location, your success needs to be organic. It cannot be inorganic, manipulated, can't be based on stupid schemes and sharing threads and screaming cats in the background. It of course starts as soon as I start recording a space in a video. But this is how we do it, Blogging Paradise. Greetings from Manhattan Beach, California, by the way. Right by the beach, which is really cool. Hence Manhattan Beach. But you gotta put in the work confidently and patiently for a very long time without seeing much traffic and with earning zero income in order to develop your skills, credibility, and exposure to the professional level, to where you eventually go full time. So what I'm saying is you work for free to master your craft for a long time to reach the point where eventually your work, your skills, your confidence, your clarity, positive exposure you've gained, credibility you've earned, all the practice you've put in, it reaches the point where organic traffic starts reaching your blog and organic blogging income. When I say organic, I mean people who really want your content and your products and services because they trust it. And they trust it because you practiced your rear end off for hundreds and hundreds and then thousands and thousands of hours creating content and building connections. The difficult part with organic blogging success, so when you go full time, when you go pro, it's all organic, it's that every single person who visits your blog and every penny you earn, then as the numbers increase as far as the blog traffic and the pennies increase as far as into dollars, and then beyond that, you're doing all this and you're not for a long time seeing any traffic or very little and no blogging income. And that's the tough part. And that's during these times when you're putting in a lot of work and nothing appears to be happening, tons of things are happening for you in the background, yet almost every single blogger, and almost me for a long time, honestly, gets frustrated, panics, and quits altogether, or there's a smaller subsection that quits, bails on these successful, intelligent strategies like publishing long-form content, going really in depth. They try to manipulate success through silly schemes and trying to publish a heavy volume of short-form content that does nothing for you, and eventually they burn out, fail, and quit, or they hop back into doing the successful thing for another 6 months, look at their blog, couple visitors, no organic traffic really, no organic income, and they quit the strategy. It's just a 6-6 cycle, and it's very frustrating. So this aspect of going pro, guys, it is quite difficult to overcome mentally, and it has to be overcome mentally. You're not going to plow your way through it via a blunt force approach, because how you think and feel influences how you blog. You see? So you're only going to set aside the time to publish detailed, thorough content consistently from a calm, confident mindset, predominantly, if you're calm and confident. And how could you be calm and confident to put in that work if you're terrified that what you're doing is not giving you enough organic traffic and blogging income in return? That's why you have to go into your mind. And it's difficult. You got to put in the work. When you don't see any traffic and any income, and then as you get better at it, as you become more clear and confident and skilled, you become a better communicator. So readers will come across your blog and say, hey, that guy really knows how to write. And when I followed his really simple practical tips, and for most of us it takes a lot of practice to get to that point writing wise, then readers will say, that's a really good blogger. I really appreciate their help. And they might buy one of your ebooks or buy one of your courses or hire you or tell other readers who want your tips or who could benefit from them, hey, follow their blog. Hey, buy their stuff. And there you go. Organic traffic and organic income. So it's based 100% on your skills and your willingness to practice and create and connect for a long time. That's tough. That's difficult because you'll be doing that creating and connecting for a long time, and your mind will look at the results and say, oh my God, no traffic, no income. It's in moments like this we're doing emotional hygiene, meditating, simply becoming aware of your thoughts and feelings, becoming aware of your mind is the most important thing in the world. And this applies to life in general, but goodness gracious, it's the only way you're going to get through this difficult process at times. So you watch your mind and you see your fears of scarcity, your fears of poverty, your fears of wasting your time arise. So they arise, you face them, you feel them, and then you forgive them or look past them. And you do that consistently whenever the fears arise. So as you do that, you go through that inner process, I like calling it doing mental gymnastics, something really cool happens. You'll start chipping away at these fears so they'll be less prevalent, and you will slowly but surely feel more calm, confident, trusting. Then your mind will look at the work far differently. You'll start hearing the inner chatter of, oh, this is just an investment that you're putting in for a while to build assets that eventually drive organic traffic and organic income for you, passively around the clock. So yeah, keep going. You're on the right track. Bingo. It is such a better feeling, and blogging becomes much less difficult, then it gets easier because you'll be putting in the intelligent work. And even if it's not coming together as quickly as you expected initially, you will notice greater income, or I should say greater organic traffic, and then greater income too. And then you'll start understanding, oh, I see why these few top professional bloggers talk about putting in the work, being patient, relaxing, maybe having a part-time job or a full-time job to earn income while you're building your blog into an asset. Or you're building each post into a content asset which fits into your blog like a puzzle. Then you start thinking and feeling differently, and something neat happens over the weeks, months, then years of adopting this mindset. The organic traffic starts to increase and the organic income starts to increase. And you'll say, wow, our investment was all worth it. Now I get to be a lot more free from time and location as all these really detailed, helpful blog posts and my connections that I built by being generous and by being genuine, they're sending organic traffic to me passively and organic income to me passively around the clock. And that's when you could step back a little bit more and let all that phenomenal, highly detailed, optimized content make money for you while you sleep. However, this is a long process, and that's why regulars say blogging is a marathon, not a sprint, that will trigger many of your fears. And most bloggers quit at their first fear, at their first few fears. Maybe they're enthused for 6 months or a year, and then they're like, screw this, man, I didn't realize this much work would go into it. And that's okay. You're coming across this space or video right now to be reminded, no mistakes in the quantum, right? To be reminded that this is just a really difficult part. You're going to be putting in the work without getting paid, without generating much traffic in the beginning, and it may be for a while. When I say in the beginning, a lot of bloggers think, oh, for the first week. No, it might be for the first month or 6 months. You could be blogging for a year, doing the right thing, and you're not seeing much money at all. And maybe a bit of traffic, but it's organic. And that's the difficult part. It's all organic. Everyone who comes to your blog pretty much once it entrusts the content, and yeah, of course, you'll align with a few folks just in the world of imperfection who maybe aren't as big fans, or they kind of come and go, and that's fine too. But you're going to be aligning with more people who really want your stuff, who drive organic traffic and referral traffic and referral income, because you develop the skills and you practice for thousands of hours. So, difficult part of being pro, one of the most, if not the most difficult, is that all success is organic, which forces you to face, feel, and release your fears, your doubts around poverty, scarcity, running out of time, wasting time, not getting enough in return for what you're putting in work-wise, and you have to be psychologically detached largely to exude a sense of calm confidence, posture, and to build an asset that eventually works for you around the clock. It's not easy, but that's why I have created so many posts on the mindset aspects of blogging, and I even sell a book, Creating a Mindset, the Mindset of a Successful Blogger, which you'll find on bloggingparadise.com under the ebooks tab, along with some other ones too, where I really drill down whatever it is, 60, 70, 80, 90 page PDF guide. So many practical tips, because like all my courses, or my single course now, my ebooks, you have to go to that in depth, because the mental blocks in your mind from time to time are just going to keep arising so quickly. You need a very thorough, in-depth, detailed strategy, a blueprint to follow to get through this inner madness that arises in all of our minds. So that's it for today, guys. I'm going to do a little cardio here by the beach in Southern Cal. Oh, tan line there. Pretty substantial. I'm going to get a little farmer's tan. As the next practical step, feel free to stop by bloggingfromparadise.com for more smart blogging tips.